Dear students, welcome to DHS Informatics. Today we are going to see part 3, Unsupervised Learning in Understanding Machine Learning. In Unsupervised Learning, today we are going to cover Introduction, Types, Clustering. Inside clustering, we are going to see about K-mean clustering, mean shift clustering, DBSCAN clustering. Then what is meant by association rule? These are the things we are going to cover in this video. Before entering into the main video, if you are not subscribed our channel, I request you to subscribe and press the bell icon. Then only you will get our next update. What is unsupervised machine learning? Unsupervised learning is a type of machine learning algorithm used to draw inference from datasets consisting of input data without labeled response. What is meant by labeled response? I already told you in part 1, in machine learning there are three types are there: unsupervised learning, supervised learning and reinforcement learning. For unsupervised learning, we don't need the labeled data. Labeled data are needed for the supervised learning. What is meant by labeled data? For example, you are giving 1000 faces without the country label. This system, unsupervised learning, able to group is among the 1000 faces of 3 country people you are giving. It will be grouped into 3 clusters and show cluster 1, cluster 2, cluster 3. Then we can label it. Cluster 1 is Indian, cluster 2 is American, cluster 3 is African. Like that we can able to label. For that automatic grouping, we need unsupervised learning. Once we clustered that thing into 3 group, then we can able to give it to the supervised learning. In the supervised learning, with label, the data will be processed and it will develop a trained model. Then you can able to give one face. It will tell whether it belongs to Indian or American or African. It will able to label. That is a supervised learning. Now unsupervised learning, to group that data into cluster, that is the cluster 1, cluster 2, cluster 3. For that purpose, we are going to use the unsupervised learning. Generally, what is meant by unsupervised learning means the most common unsupervised learning method is cluster analysis, which is used for exploratory data analysis to find hidden pattern or grouping in the data. It will understand the hidden characteristic and based on the hidden characteristic it will group the data. For example, one classroom is there. There are 100 students are there. The teacher want to group the student based on academic skill, based on the sports skill, like that, no. So that the academic skill will be entirely different, sports skill will be entirely different, no. He may want to group the student into 4 group or 3 group based on his requirement. That is the thing they are telling about in this. Different types of unsupervised learning. In unsupervised learning, there are mainly 2 types we can able to say: clustering and association. What is meant by the clustering? Already I told you. Again I can explain. A clustering column is where you want to discover the inherited grouping in the data, such as grouping customer by purchasing behavior. For example, you are having a big mall. There are thousands of customers are entering every day. They are purchasing. Now you are going to launch a new product. You want to group that your customer into 2 category or 3 category based on your requirement, and then you can able to identify who are eligible to buy this newly introducing product. For example, iPhone, they are launching. The cost of the iPhone is 1 lakh. We should not promote that 1 lakh rupees iPhone to all the customer. We have to find that who are capable of buying that 1 lakh rupees iPhone. For them only we have to send the messages, no? For that it will be useful. Association. An association rule learning problem is where you want to discover rules that describes large portion of your data, such as people that buy X also tend to buy Y. For example, whenever you are purchasing a milk, you will purchase sugar also. Like that we can able to tell no. Milk and sugar are purchased together. Like that we can able to tell no. That is the rule, association rule. When you are purchasing these things, you will also purchase this item. For example, one person is purchasing a milk and tea powder. Definitely you will purchase sugar. That we can able to tell no. That is only with a small store we can able to identify. You imagine there are a big supermarket where there are lakhs and lakhs of products are there. Identifying these rules is not very easy. For that we need the data mining technique. For that we are using the association rule. That is also comes under the unsupervised learning. Now clustering in depth we are going to see. Clustering is a task of dividing the population or data points into a number of groups such that data points in the same groups are more similar to other data points in the same group than those in other groups. In simple words, the aim is to segregate groups with similar traits and assign them into clusters. For example, you understand the things. We are grouping. Like an example, fruits you are taking. You want to cluster the fruits. You are having the apple, banana, orange, everything is there. You want to cluster. These are apple you have to separate separately and orange separately, like that. That is also we can call it as a clustering. That is a very easy. But with the numerical data we want to cluster. For example, you are taking one bank customer transaction detail. The bank want to identify who are very eligible customer to give loan about 20 lakhs. Which customer we can able to give loan between 10 lakhs to 20 lakhs. Which customer we can give the loan from 5 lakhs to 10 lakh. Which customer we should not give loan. Like that they want to group their customer into 4 cluster or 5 cluster. It is very difficult. Based on their transaction detail, their previous behavior only, we can able to analyze. No? For that purpose, clustering will be used. Different types of clustering: K-mean clustering, mean shift clustering, density based spatial clustering of application with noise, that is called DBSCAN. Okay, these are the 3 things we are going to see. There are many types of clusterings are there, but these 3 are very important, so that I am going to explain these 3 types of clustering. K-mean clustering. K-mean clustering is a method of vector quantization that aims to partition n observation into k clusters, in which each observation belongs to the cluster with the nearest mean, serving as a prototype of the cluster. Now you can able to consider in a classroom there are 100 students are there. That is called n observation. The teacher want to divide the student into 3 categories. That is called k categories. K is 3 here and n is here 100. Now we can see average group, above average and below average. Like that you want to cluster the 3 students. Then in this case we can use the K-mean clustering. We can able to cluster. You can see these images. You can have the graph points will be there. We can able to clearly make the things red color and blue color and green color. Green color we can able to say above average. Blue color is average students and red color is below average. Like that we can keep an example. It is a clustering thing, K-mean clustering. In this structure we can able to easily go with an K-mean. In the clustering there are 2 types of things. Distinct cluster and overlapping cluster. Here we are created, no, it is a distinct cluster. That is no overlapping points are there. Now you can see the next thing, mean shift clustering. Here you can see no overlapping points are more, so that it is very difficult to cluster this type of things. Okay, for this purpose we can able to go with a mean shift clustering, overlapping clustering. And one more advantage of the mean shift clustering, we no need to tell how many cluster we want to divide. It will be automatically defined by the algorithm. Whereas in a k-mean clustering, that k represent how many cluster we have to tell. But in the mean shift clustering, it is not necessary. Okay. Now, given a set of data points, the algorithm iteratively assigns each data point towards the closest cluster centroid. Centroid is the center point of the cluster, and direction to the closest cluster centroid is determined by where most of the points nearby are at. So each iteration, each data point will move closer to where the most points are at, which will lead to the cluster center. When the algorithm stops, each point is assigned to a cluster. Unlike the popular k-mean cluster algorithm, mean shift does not require specifying the number of clusters in advance. The number of clusters is determined by the algorithm with respect to the data. This is the thing. Definitely all the points will go to particular cluster. No points will be stay away from the cluster. That is the concept of the mean shift clustering. And one more thing, no need to declare how many cluster we want. Okay. Now we are going with the DBSCAN clustering. Here you understand, sometimes the teacher only want to divide the classroom into 3 groups. But one guy is very poor. He always score 5 mark or 10 mark like that. We will call him as an outlier, because majority of the students are getting the mark between 30 mark to 50 and one cluster. Another thing is a 51 mark to 70, that is another cluster. Another one is above 71 to 100 they are getting. We can able to call it as a grouping, or 71 to 90 is getting. Maybe outliers, maybe in the both the side. One student is getting a only mark, 2 mark, 3 mark, only one student. Similarly, only 2 students are there. They are scoring always 99, 100. We call them as an outliers. How to handle that outliers? It is not available in a k-mean clustering and the mean shift clustering. Whereas in the DBSCAN clustering, this is available. That is the thing, density based spatial clustering of application with noise. It is a density based clustering non-parametric algorithm. Given a set of points in some space, it groups points that are closely packed together, points with many nearby neighbors, marking as a outlier points that lies alone in low density region, marking as outlier points that lies alone in low density region. For example, corona you can see. Now you are seeing that the India map. There are where the more corona patients are there, it will make as a one cluster it will make. Maybe in the remote village, 1 or 2 corona patient will be there. We call it him as a outliers. That is a concept. DBSCAN is one of the most common clustering algorithm and also must cited in scientific literature. Okay, and one more thing, spatial clustering. No, spatial data means your coordinate, your longitude, latitude. Based on that, we are doing for that purpose. It is very useful. Mostly the corona things also clustering will happening. They will use the DBSCAN, means you will get the good result. It is not like that you have to use DBSCAN. You can use the k-mean. You may use the mean shift algorithm also, but appropriate thing is a DBSCAN. For example, I am telling that you want to travel from Bangalore to Chennai. My advice, go by car. No, I will go by the two-wheeler only, means that is also okay. I will go by the cycle only, means that is also okay. But which is efficient? Car driving is efficient. No, like that we can able to suggest. Association rules. Association rule. Learning is a rule-based machine learning method for discovering interesting relations between variables in large databases. It is intended to identify strong rule discovered in database using some measures of interestingness. You are the Big Bazaar manager. Assume that you are the Big Bazaar manager. Now, I want to buy, I am newly shifted to the city. I want to buy one famous model moving washing machine, one refrigerator and a television. These things I want to buy. Suppose I am coming to your mall. and I'm checking 2 items is available, 1 item is not available. Then, and next mall, all the 3 items are available, but 100 rupees higher than you. Where I will buy? I will go to the next mall only. Even 100 rupees high also, I will go there only. I will not buy in that mall. Correct? No. So that it is a duty of the management to identify which are the items are frequently purchased together. Then only they can able to retain their customer. For that purpose, to identifying which are the frequent item they are purchasing together, majority we are using the a priori algorithm and FE tree algorithms are there. Before going to the a priori algorithm and FE tree algorithm, it will give the which are the frequent items. Okay, they are purchased together, and we have to identify the association between the item. What is the association? Association is nothing but the relationship between the item. Okay. Now, I can give one example. Okay. Now you are having a fruit stall. In that fruit stall, you are having a banana, apple, mango, like that. Many items you are keeping the things. Okay. Now I want to identify one association. Okay. Maybe I can make it a one association within apple and orange. How many people among 100 people are entering into your fruit shop? How many people are purchasing apple and orange together? I want to know. It is a 60. It is coming means, so that 100 people are entering into your shop. They are purchasing apple and orange together. That is called association. So that here the 60 is very high. No, maybe around 2% of the people are purchasing for example kiwi fruits and banana. 2% out of 100, that is we no need to consider. So that majority 60% are purchasing the apple and orange together. No, that is called the frequent item. And also association is apple and orange. That is a thing association we have to identify. Okay. Now take one example. Supermarket example I am taking. Now we can understand Raymond, David, Emily and Derek. These are the 4 customers. They are purchasing items. Here Raymond did one billing. He purchased apple, coke or coffee. It is a history of transaction. Okay. And David is purchasing diaper and one beer can and coke. And Emily is purchasing milk powder and a beer can and butter and one diaper. And Derek purchased coffee, beer can, diaper and apple. Okay, these are the things they purchased. Now, have you seen any interesting association here? Association means relationship between the item. Any interesting relationship is there? You watch. Any interesting? Okay, I will let you know. Now, an interesting association is diaper and beer are usually bought together. You can see, no, whenever they are buying diaper, they are also purchasing beer. You got it, no? It is a real survey. They did it in a foreign country, not in India, foreign country. So that what it will shows, whenever you are going to order the diaper, you have to check the stock of the beer cans also. That is the association it will tell. Now you are going to order 100 number of diaper. How much beer can you have to order? That is called the support and confidence will come. I will see you in the next thing. I will elaborate this thing. Problem definition. Here items means that apple, diaper, beer, coffee, milk powder, everything. It's an item. It is a set. Transaction, that is a billing, that Emily is purchasing these 3 items and David purchased this item. No, that is all the transaction item will be in I only. That is the thing, set of items such that transactions are in I. Database with the set of transaction, that is I showed you 4 records. No, that is a set of transaction. An association rule is an implication of the form X association with Y, where X and Y are in item. That is how X is associated with Y. That we have to identify. Okay, that is called association rule. Now, we call it as an body and head with the support and confident. Now A associated with C. Okay, A is apple, C is orange, you can keep. How A is associated with the C? With the support 60%, confident 75% they are telling means, what is the meaning means, if 100 customers are coming to your fruit shop, among that 100, 60 people are purchasing apple and orange together. That is called support. Then what is going to be confident? Okay, few people will purchase only apple only, no, separately orange also, no. Now, what is confident means, 100 people are purchasing apple means, from that 100, 75% people will purchase orange also. That is called confidence. I repeat the thing, support means as a overall, out of 100 customer, apple and oranges are purchased by 60%. That is called support. But confident is out of 100 people purchasing apple alone, not the entering customer. How many people are purchasing apple? 100. From that 100, definitely 75% will purchase orange. That is called confidence. Okay, so that when you are going to order apple for 100 kgs means you have to order, minimum order should be 75 kgs for the orange. And some people will purchase separately orange also, no, that also you can able to order. That is the main thing. Okay, I'll explain this support and confidence with the one practical way. Now you can see this transaction. The first transaction they purchased A, B, C. Maybe you can keep apple, banana, orange. Second person purchased apple, orange only. Third person purchased apple and one more fruit. We can able to keep it any other name, watermelon they purchased. Like that, there are many items are there. Okay. Now in association, apple associated with orange. For that we have to find the support. No, the formula for the support of identification is tuples containing A and C divided by total number of tuples. Tuples means transactions. Okay. Now, how many transactions are there? 5 transactions. That is a down. We are keeping the 5. Okay. Now, tuples containing A and C. How many transactions having A and C? First transaction. Here A and C is there. Second transaction A and C is there. Third no. Fourth no. Fifth A and C is there. So that 3 divided by 5, that is 60. That means 60% it is having supporting the rule A associated with C have the support value 60%. That means 100 billing happening means among that 100 billing, 60 billing will contain apple and orange. That is the concept, support. Got it, no? Good. Next, confident. Confident, same transaction only. Here the formula little bit vary. Confident, tuples containing A and C divided by tuples containing A. Here, how many transactions have the A? Other than 4, all are purchased A. That is apple. That is a 4. Now, how many purchased A and C? We already seen there, no? 3. 3 divided by 4. That is 75%. That means 100 billings are happening for apple. In 100 bill, apple is there. Then, definitely in that 75% of the bill, orange will be there. That is the concept. Got it? Good. So that association rule. Association rule is one of the very important concept of machine learning being used in market basket analysis. Okay, mainly in the market analysis, they are using this association rule. Market basket analysis is the study of customer transaction database to determine dependency between the various items they purchased at different times. Association rule learning is a rule-based machine learning method for discovering interesting relations between variables in large database. It is not useful for one small, only 100 records is there, 10 record is there, means it is not used. Always this machine learning, data mining, all are useful for the huge data set only. It identify frequent if-then association called association rule, which consists of antecedents and a consequent. Antecedent in the sense, it is nothing but an antecedent means it is a beginning, and the consequent means followers. If it happen, it will happen, like that. Now heavy wind is blowing, it is a cloudy, then rain will come. Like that we will say, no, that is called antecedent and a consequent, like that. For example, if tea and milk then sugar. A customer is purchasing a tea powder and milk means definitely you will purchase sugar. That is called, we can able to call it as an association rule. Here antecedent is a tea and milk beginning. Then consequent is a sugar. That's we can do. Already given you enough example to you. Hope you understand. Thank you for watching all the thing. My next video will be part 4, K-mean clustering Python coding. I am going to explain you about the Python coding, how to do the K-mean clustering. It is my next video. You like this session, press like button. You want to share anything to me, place it in a comment. One more time I am reminding you, please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon. Thank you. Visit our site www.dhsinformatics.com.